What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is March 5th of 2018. Well, folks, it's time for a daily update here on the DataDash channel, and today we have some really awesome things to dive into. First and foremost, as always, though, we'll be taking a look at market valuations as well as doing some technical analysis on the market leaders. But outside of this, we have two really important headlines to go into today. First and foremost, Venezuela ordering that government services, as well as a few other different focus points, accept cryptocurrencies just like the petro. So we're going to be diving into that in more details later on in the video. But along with that as well, Alibaba, the largest e-commerce giant in China, is now working on using logistics systems and supply chain management technology tied to blockchain. So interesting stuff to dive into today, guys. Let's not push it off any longer and go ahead and dive into the video. So first and foremost, general market trends are taking a little bit of upside trend as Bitcoin's been relatively stagnant compared to the past few days. It's still on the up and up over the past few hours, and we're starting to see some altcoins really take a note to the upside. So good news for the market, we're seeing a few players in the red, but for the most part, things are up a good 3 to 5% in the market. And because of that, we're starting to see market cap go up towards $470 billion. I think we're steadfast going towards $500 billion, and I think we'll get above there and find support again after we reach around $540 to $550 billion, a downward trace over the next few weeks to find support on there and move to higher levels. Again, it's going to be a nice, healthy start to the cycle back towards where we were over these past few months before we get any serious drastic run up or risk taking. So as we go down here as well, again, I think that's as we take a look at the dominance here, again, Bitcoin is going to make up most of that. I think we're steadfast towards the mid 40% range at least, might go up towards 50%. We'll have to see. But again, we're doing well, guys. The trend is still here. Just remain patient and let's keep stuck. Let's stick to the fundamentals in a sense. Let's just keep patient and see what the market does. Now, in regards to Bitcoin, to be fair, in regards to the trend right now, if we take it down here to the hourly, we're still holding strong, nowhere close to the 200 hour and holding well above the 50 and 100 hour here. As we've entered into the new Fibonacci level here, I think it's the 38% retracement mark. I might be wrong on that. Nope, 38%. We have to see if we can stick it past around the 11,800 mark. I think we're going to go steadfast towards 12,000. Right now, we're still kind of moving sideways. I think we have to find support on the hourly moving averages to hold on this Fibonacci level. And then from there, we can go test up towards 13,000. Again, guys, I'm strong on this one. I still think Bitcoin is holding the trend. It's going up nice and steady. It's not too urgent and not also taking any serious downside action. So I don't think, to be fair, at the moment, there's any signs that we're going to roll over. Again, it could always be possible if we can't keep up with the momentum. But so far, we're far away from the 200-day, and we're holding strong amongst the 38% retracement mark. So going ahead here through some of the players again, guys, a lot of tones haven't changed. Ethereum's coming down, looking like it's getting close to around 6,800,000 Satoshis, or the 7 million Satoshi range, which is where we might get a little more interested with Ethereum. We'll have to see, though, if it can hold. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at Ripple. Not changing on this one, guys. What's interesting enough, though, is that it did come and rebound and try to test towards the 100-day, but it looks like we're getting shot down. And to be fair, guys, I'm going to go ahead here, pull up Bittrex because I know I need it for the price action. It looks like history is repeating itself. This is why I tell people to look back towards history. Okay, so first and foremost, we had a rejection of the 50-day here, the green line, rejection of the 50-day. Then after that, we had a collapse to the 100-day, and then a rejection at the 100-day. And look at how history repeats itself, guys. This is why we always want to look past towards previous price history in regards to any cryptocurrency we're trading if we have it at our disposal. So again, just very important to keep that in mind. Next up, let's go ahead and take a look at Litecoin. By the way, for those of you who are interested in Bitcoin Cash, the trade has collapsed through, in my opinion. There's no serious catalyst to climb it higher. Litecoin holding on the 50-day, but it's looking like it wants to go down lower, in my opinion. Again, we'll have to see if it holds here, but genuinely look to see if there's some volume, both for the upside or for the downside here. I think you're going to see it over the next day or so. Let's go ahead here, take a look at some other players. ADA BTC is one that I want to take a look at here. ADA holding at our level we've been talking about here. Now, keep in mind, I don't want to be overtly bullish here. Again, guys, I always play it both ways. I'd really actually, to be fair, love the opportunity if this went lower, but who knows? I don't think I think it's more likely than not that we won't get that opportunity, seeing as we're holding here. Now, I will be fair before I go exuberantly bullish on this. I think we need to see some more volume come into it. But again, holding around 2,500 Satoshis is very nice. And to see that this is showing some signs that it might curve back up is at least healthy in the short term for Cardano. So I'm liking Cardano in that regard. Neo BTC taking a nice correction here. We've gone through the 50-day. And I'm going to actually bring it here to Bittrex so we can see the 200-day as well. It's looking like we're going down here either to the 100 or 200-day. So we've got some room to just be patient on this one, guys. I think it's got a little bit of ways to go down. But luckily, we might be able to find this at a discount. And look at where that 200-day is. Surprisingly enough, around 7 million Satoshis. 50% from the peak at 1 million. Sorry, not 7 million Satoshis. I'm talking out of my butt. 700,000 Satoshis. Whereas the peak was at 1,400,000. Sounds like a 50% correction to me. I don't know. Might be wrong on it, guys, but that would be really awesome if we got that opportunity. Now, going towards Icon as well, one of our other additions to the long term along with Cardano. I think we're seeing exactly what we're looking for, guys. The slowing sell side action that comes down to find a base support around 3,000 Satoshis. If this holds here for the next few days or over the next few weeks and maybe shows some volume coming into the buy side, I'm definitely going to consider adding to this. That's just my personal opinion, though, guys. You've got to look into it and see if you see the same thing I do. But again, I'm waiting for that signal of volume. Not going to get overtly bullish or greedy in regards to buying more Icon. And so far for the Nulls trade, Nulls is still hanging in there around the 30,000 Satoshi mark. Nothing too, too much to the upside or too much change since we bought the position. Still holding it strong. I'm waiting for a break at above the 50-day and possible support on top of it for a continued climb. We'll have to see though. Okay, so that's it for the TA in regards to the market right now, guys. Nothing too crazy going on. But in regards to the headlines, a big tweet going around right now, trending on the Bitcoin subreddit, Venezuela ordering government services to accept cryptocurrencies. So instead of just going off the headline, let's go ahead and dive into some of the nitty-gritty details here. So Venezuela is not only ordering government services to accept cryptocurrencies, and not just the petrodollar. This can go for all cryptocurrencies. But there's also some other preliminary measures that he has ordered under they have ordered under the government in order to get cryptocurrency adoption out there. First and foremost, not only have they ordered government services, but they've also been encouraging, and actually I think they're setting a standard where airlines have to collect national and international tickets in the petro comparative to using fiat currency. And they're encouraging that all of these different outside private sector services as well as government services create brochures and guides in order on how to use cryptocurrencies. So he's really putting a forceful approach on cryptocurrencies, not to mention seeing as Venezuela is a large player in the oil sector, they've actually been setting a mandatory standard now where that the gas stations along the borders of Venezuela that drivers, whether they're residents or people crossing through, will have to use the petro at these gas stations. So it's very interesting to see this kind of forceful approach from a government. Usually we've been seeing governments being speculative or worrying about cryptocurrencies, speculative in not a positive sense, more of a negative, fearful one. But now we're seeing a government openly force people to use cryptocurrencies, and not just any cryptocurrencies. Well, yes, that's a factor of it, but also a government-backed ICO. So, again, we're living in crazy times, folks, but out of all places, it doesn't shock me that this is happening in Venezuela, which has not only, as its government, had a bad track record over the past few years of doing things that are out of the norm, but along with that as well, in a place where there's current currency instability. So, guys, I'd like to hear what you all think about this. There's a lot in this article. I'll leave a link to it in the comments down below pinned, but it's something that's so out there. I wonder if there's some 4D chess going under the scenes. There's some strategy that Venezuela is going under. But to be fair, I think this is something we need to study further. I don't really think this is the proper way in regards to getting people to use currency through force. It's not a good way to get anyone to adopt anything. And I think more than anything, I do want to spend some time, though I definitely want to leave this article link down below and you guys can dive into it more, to mention and give a shout out to David Hay, who's one of my favorite content creators in the space for crypto. He's actually doing something, I think, if I remember correctly, I think it's his wife or someone in his family who has lived in Venezuela beforehand. I have to catch up on the whole case. You guys know I keep busy. But nonetheless, generally, down here in the description of his live stream that he did, he has a plan laid out to involve getting 2 weeks worth of income for over 300,000 people in Venezuela who have been hit by the recent crisis in Venezuela. So I think this is the kind of stuff we need. We need, in a sense of crisis, in a sense of worry and instability in any given government or country, I think this provides an opportunity for people to show that cryptocurrencies can be that solution, and not to do it through force, but do it through voluntarism, do it through donating to a cause like this. So again, I want to find some more details on it, and if David, if you see the video, you want to leave some stuff down below, I'll pin and heart your comment as well. But all of the luck, best of luck to David, and if there's a way I can contribute as well, love to do it myself as well. So again, do it through helping and volunteering rather than force. I think it's the best way to turn a cause or turn a crisis like this in Venezuela into a very good cause. So anyways, big mouthful what's going on in Venezuela, guys. But on some more positive news here, Alibaba, one of the largest e-commerce giants of the world, is going out and announcing that one of its subsidiaries is utilizing logistics and supply chain technology that also utilizes blockchain. So this is really good news in regards to seeing the use case for blockchain, and it's in one of the industries that I've been saying I'm most bullish on in regards to blockchain, which is supply chain management. However, this isn't exactly what I think most people would assume at face value in the headline. First and foremost, they are not using, from my knowledge, at least what we're telling here, Lynx Tech, which is the subsidiary, is not utilizing any public blockchain platform like Walton Chain or VChain or Wabi or any of the other supply chain projects out there on the market. In fact, they actually have a quotation here from Tang Ren, the technical leader at the company, stating, "Although the concept of the blockchain has only recently started to emerge, it has a very wide range of applications. We firmly believe that this is an internet-based technology, not a tool for speculating on currencies." So this right here gives me a pretty clear confidence that they have not utilized any of the public platforms, and in fact they are building a private blockchain comparative to that of Walton Chain and other competitors. Now this doesn't surprise me, guys, and this is something that I want to spend some time to talk about. Companies like Alibaba, as well as large financial firms, and the different use cases of blockchain for money and payment solutions. You are not going to see banks, in my opinion, or large institutions of enterprise such as Alibaba in the sense of e-commerce utilize public blockchains. And there's a reason for this, because in some public blockchain applications, they won't have one or two features that Alibaba severely needs. And because of that, the economic incentive to build their own platforms, to build their own private blockchains, will outweigh that of utilizing public ones that don't meet up to par with what they need. But nonetheless, there are some negatives about this. Some people would argue that, well, if you have a private blockchain and if it's under quite centralized control, then you're not really utilizing blockchain technology. You're not keeping it decentralized and distributed in a trustless system. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about this down below. I do have to say, I think that smaller or medium enterprise are really going to be the ones that are utilizing these public blockchains like Walton or Wabi. But I'd like to hear what you all think, if you think larger enterprise might pick it up as well. Anyways, guys, that's it for the daily update, though. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys do have any comments, questions, or concerns or topics you'd like me to cover in the next video, please leave it down in the description down below, or sorry, down in the comments down below, and check for any links or resources down below that you might see from the video if you need them. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Stay tuned.